wake up to this noise around 2 a.m. Confused, angry, tired. You look over to see your cell phone, that little annoying thing, just buzzing. As you look down, you don't recognize the number. Oh no, this might be serious. Might as well answer it. You grab it. As you answer the phone, all of your breath gets taken away. You find out that your mom has just been in a fatal car accident due to someone who was driving under the influence of marijuana because they couldn't differentiate the light between a headlight and a stop sign, a headlight and any other light on the road leading to a head-on collision. I've heard this term about 1,000 times in my life. There are no negative side effects to marijuana. That it's just for fun. Like, why not? Let's just all do it. How could anything bad happen from something like this? Well, unfortunately, my story wasn't made up. This actually happened to someone. Someone actually got that phone call. Someone actually made that decision to drive under the influence of marijuana. Today, I'm going to have 3 main reasons of why we should keep marijuana illegal. First of all, like I said in my story, it impairs driving, more than I would have thought so before I did my research. Secondly, it irreversibly affects mental health. And then thirdly, it's a gateway drug. And that's pretty much the most generic one, but as I did a little more research, it just solidified it that much more. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you guys about how marijuana affects driving. So, like I said in my story, it makes all of the lights very vibrant. So you can't really differentiate anything, and when it's at nighttime, everything looks the same, and all of your eyes are pretty much blind. And then it slows your reaction time to a point where if a kid ran in front of you in a street, you wouldn't be able to stop. Or if you're just basically driving and you hit a stop sign, but you can't stop in time, you run over and you hit a car. Secondly, these are just the cold hard facts. On the Colorado website for driving, it's shown all the increases, and the majority of DUIs, 87%, involve marijuana. When you mix marijuana and alcohol together, there's a 10 times more likely chance of getting in a car accident rather than 5 times on your alcohol and 2 times on your marijuana. And then 40% are directly linked to marijuana alone. And thirdly, and most sad to me, since 2012, it's been from 4% fatal crashes dealing with marijuana to 12%, just since it's been legalized. Those facts don't lie. Secondly, it ruins mental health. And we didn't have these studies back in the 70s, back in the 2000s, and back in the very early ones, because no one had used it long enough. But now they're finally linking these things to something. First of all, it's been linked to depression. When you smoke marijuana, it messes with your hippocampus, which involves your memory and your feelings. And so when you're not on marijuana now, all you're doing is trying to get back. You're trying to get back that high, or you will not be happy. It's just, you don't have the mental capacity to be happy again when you're not on the drug. Secondly, it leads to major, major anxiety. It's just a side effect when you're on the drug, but after the good feelings go away and you use it for so long, this doesn't become a side effect anymore. This is your life now. You're always anxious, always looking over your shoulder and seeing what's behind you. Thirdly, it's losing IQ. This is the most interesting point that I found. They did a research between 16 and 26. They chose 30 people. 15 smoked and 15 didn't. They measured their IQs. They did all that. The people that smoked marijuana consistently from 16 to 26 lost 10 IQ points that they cannot get back. They also put those people up to problem-solving techniques. It took the people that lost the IQ points, matched with the person with the same IQ, 4 times longer to solve basic problems. How are you going to run a business? How are you going to have a family if it takes you 4 times longer to solve simple problems, let alone complex ones? That's life or death decisions. And then it ruins memory. I can't imagine anything more saddening to me than to look my own mother in the eyes and not recognize her face. Thirdly, the gateway drug. This is the most generic one, but I definitely want to talk about it. So it's been linked to cocaine. If you smoke marijuana before the age of 20, you're 50 times more likely to try cocaine. Interesting enough, if you smoke marijuana, drink alcohol, and smoke tobacco, you're 566 times more likely to do cocaine when you're an adult. And then it's been also linked to heroin. As they did studies, they went to rehabs, prisons, and just openly admitted heroin addicts. 90.3% say they started with marijuana. And I have a little story for all of you. When I was young, my neighbor, who was probably around 10 years older than me, started smoking weed around the age of 16. It progressed, and he got on heroin. My neighbor died probably 6 years ago when he OD'd on heroin. I have seen what it did to that family, what that family has suffered through, all because that child started to smoke marijuana. So the trends of tomorrow, if we legalize marijuana, the fatal crashes will skyrocket. That's just been proven in Colorado alone. The regression of society. 10 IQ points you can't get back. Imagine that widespread throughout the country, throughout the country's youth. If we're trying to expand through the future, how are we going to do that if we're losing our IQ? And thirdly, it'll just lead to an even crazier drug epidemic tomorrow than we have today. All of these stats and facts that I've shown you today have just been in the last 4 years since marijuana has been legal in Colorado. Don't let this happen throughout the rest of the country. Thank you.